Wasatch Weekends for this Friday, October 6th edition. I'm your host, Ben Roof. We've got a great show in store for you today with Katy Wang from Park City Films stopping by to tell us all about their upcoming schedule. And then we've also got a wonderful interview that Kimberly Perot did with a journalist about his new show focusing on all of the evidence of the supernatural out in the community called The Proof Is Out There. But first, a quick local sports announcement. The Park City Miners won their homecoming game this weekend against Jordan High School 35-0, which sets them up for a wonderful game against Tooele. And that's gonna be a tough one here, and hopefully, if the Miners are able to win, it's gonna leave them with an undefeated season looking for the regional title. That game kicks off at 7 p.m. tonight, away at Tooele. And of course, the Park City Miners boys golf is also looking to dominate. They overpowered the competition in the regional tournament recently and are looking forward to the state championship coming up here this next weekend at the Ridge Golf Club in Park City. If they're able to clinch the title there, it will be their first state golf title since 2018. But first, let's take a quick look at the local weather before we get on with the rest of the show.
This weather report is brought to you by Sun and Ski Sports, your new mountain sports headquarters.
Welcome back to Wasatch Weekends. It's Friday, which means once again we are joined by Katy Wang from Park City Film to tell us about what they've got going on this week. Welcome to the show, Katy.
Thanks for having me. Always great to be here.
Well, always great to have you. So what all do you guys have going on this week? I hear you've got a couple of big showings coming in.
Yes, so we've got quite a packed weekend. We're trying to get it all in before the snow starts flying and the seasons start changing on us too rapidly. But our feature film this weekend is Oppenheimer, hopefully a film that needs no introduction. It's been breaking box office records all summer. You've heard the Barbenheimer, so people have been watching Barbie and Oppenheimer. Here's your chance to see the second half of that if you haven't already. But it is an amazing film, Christopher Nolan's newest film, and it's a portrait of the father of the atomic bomb, Robert Oppenheimer, who was a theoretical physicist who emigrated to the United States from Germany, ended up at the University of California, Berkeley, and then from there made some connections that ended up with him heading up the Manhattan Project in Los Alamos in New Mexico, which of course famously or infamously created the atomic bomb, and in July of 1945 kind of changed the trajectory of modern warfare and human history kind of forever. So unbelievable story, incredibly captivating, intense, great actors. Cillian Murphy plays Oppenheimer, Matt Damon, Emily Blunt, just an amazing cast of actors and amazing talent to bring this story to life. So we're really excited to be able to premiere it here in Park City.
I gotta say, it's pretty funny that I haven't managed to see Oppenheimer yet, despite Christopher Nolan being one of my favorite directors, and I'm a big fan of Cillian Murphy too. So it's hard for me to see it, understand why I just haven't gone out to see it yet. But I'll have to make my way over to the Jim Santee Auditorium here this weekend and make sure I catch it. So
That's
what
right.
else do you guys have going on?
Well, we've got a couple more things with Oppenheimer. So before we move on to the next one, but this is part of our STEM education film series. It's underwritten by the Verizon Foundation. So if you are a student, high school or university or above graduate school, it's a $5 ticket price for you this weekend to incentivize you to come. And then on Sunday night, we'll have a special post-film discussion. We have Karen Strauss, who's an electricity, energy, and public health policy consultant. She was also married into the Strauss family. Louis Strauss was worked for the U.S. government, was on instrumental in the Manhattan Project. So kind of interesting. She's got a little relationship there, but also with nuclear energy and that development in the U.S. And then James Peterson, who's the chairman and president of the Wendover Airfield Foundation. So if you did not know that Utah had a link to the Manhattan Project. You are about to find out how that all happened and what that looked like if you come on Sunday night after the film. And Lynn Ware-Peak, who's a host of KPCW's Cool Science Radio, will be the moderator. So, you know, there's going to be some great questions from her to our two guests. And of course, we'll take questions from the audience. But you can check out Oppenheimer Friday and Saturday at 7, or again, Sunday at 6, and get your tickets online at parkcityfilm.org, or of course at the box office. But then moving on, if you you've made your reservations for Oppenheimer and you're looking for something else to do, Saturday night we are bringing back the Twilight Drive-In, and this year we're going to Deer Valley Resort. So Snow Park Lodge, Lot 4, will be showing Matchstick Productions' new ski film, The Land of Giants, at 8 o'clock. Doors will open at 6:30, so you can come in early, get your nice spot, great view of the screen, smaller cars in front, of course, so bring your Tesla or small little Mini. If you got your big pickup truck, you're going to be a little farther back, but you can turn it around and, you know, kit out the bed so you can sit and watch the film there. It'll be a great night. You can have people bring all kinds of snacks and dinners with them to enjoy before the film, which is great. Film will start at 8 o'clock, and it'll be an action-packed hour to get us all ready here for the ski season. So we're excited about that.
Well, and that's one of the beauties of the Twilight Drive-In. Every time you guys set it up, it has that extra opportunity there to break out the picnic tables and really enjoy a little bit of a home-cooked snack, home-cooked meal there while you're watching your favorite movie, which is just an incredible experience if you haven't had that opportunity yet. But my understanding is that this is not the last showing that you guys are going to be doing with the Twilight Drive-In or ski movies either. You've got a couple more coming up, right, where you're just trying to kick off the ski season? Like you'll be showing Legend Has It here in not too long, correct?
Yes, so we're just doing 2 screenings this year, this season for the Twilight Drive-In. We were not able to go back to Utah Olympic Park over the summer months. We're hoping we'll go back next summer. But Deer Valley Resort will be 2 screenings. So this Saturday, October 7th, the Land of Giants, Matchstick Productions' new film. And then next Saturday, October 14th, will be Legend Has It, which is, of course, Teton Gravity Research's new film. So you've got 2 opportunities to check out the Twilight Drive-In this year. And I have had some folks calling, and they're like, oh, it's just me. I'm just coming. You know, I don't want to buy a whole carload of ticket. We are also showing the Land of Giants in the Santee Auditorium at the end of October. So if you are not an outdoor person and want to stick into an inside environment, we've got another opportunity to see the Land of Giants. But tickets are selling fast to the Twilight Drive-In for both shows, the 7th and the 14th. So if you do want to join us there for this special one-night opportunity, there's only a limited number of tickets available each night. So do go online and buy your tickets in advance for those and reserve your spot.
Now let me ask you this. If I wanted to show up to the Twilight Drive-In with my camp chair and my bike, are tickets still available for me?
We do not have walk-up spots, so you do need to come in a car.
Awesome. Well, always good to ask. You never know.
Yes,
sometimes there's
absolutely.
that, big hillside sitting out there. It's just like, well, might as well throw some chairs in there. You never know.
Right. Well, also the audio comes through your car stereo. So for the best experience, we will have some external sound, but really for the best audio experience, you want to be in a car so you can crank up the sound, get that stereo going. We did experiment with doing walk up and bike up spots over at the Utah Olympic Park, and we had a very few number of people that participated in that, took advantage of that. If that's something that people are looking forward to for next summer, we're certainly always happy to revisit it. But we felt that in October, it's getting a little bit chilly there at 8 o'clock at night, that people might be more comfortable being inside, cuddled up to their drive-in buddies, and enjoy the film from the back of their car with a nice blanket. But electric cars are, of course, always welcome, and we'd love to see folks out there.
Well, and the audio quality through the FM speakers is just absolutely incredible. So is there anything else you guys got going on? Anything else you want to mention before I let you go?
Yes, absolutely. So next week on Thursday, on the 12th of October, as part of our Raising Voices film series, and this is a new series for us where we try to showcase and celebrate communities and cultures that have traditionally been underrepresented in the arts. And so this is a brand new film. It's a short film called Who She Is, and it's about the missing and murdered Indigenous women epidemic that is kind of going across our country and has been happening for decades, and is really an issue that is important for non-Indigenous people to know about, as well as the Indigenous community, and how can we be a part of the solution. So this is a beautifully shot short film that tells the story of 4 women who have been impacted by this epidemic, along with their family members, and we'll be joined by the directors after the film for a conversation about the film, along with one of the family members, and then we'll have a small group community conversations facilitated by Mountain Mediation afterwards. So really important issue that we want to raise awareness of in our community, and also how can one be involved with helping to solve this problem. So it's a free presentation presentation. So please come out and enjoy the film and be part of the conversation. You can go to parkcityfilm.org and get more information on all of our films. Register for the free film if you like. Certainly get tickets in advance for the drive-in. I'd highly recommend that. But otherwise, tickets are sold an hour before showtime to our paid screenings, and we welcome you to just roll on up to the box office and join us if you have a change of plans or just spontaneously decide you want to come join us that evening. So we're always willing to host and happy to host our fellow film lovers at the movies.
And those discussions that you guys host after some of your film screenings is just absolutely incredible. And it's one of the best things about having an organization like Park City Film here in the community to help bring light to these issues and then provide that opportunity to ask questions and get a little bit of additional discussion in there and have some of those questions that the film might have left you with answered too. It's just an absolutely wonderful experience and second to none in the world. So thank you so much for providing that. And if anybody wants to get involved with Park City Film, donate, volunteer, contribute, how might they do that?
So if you go to our website at parkcityfilm.org, in the upper right-hand corner, you'll see information on how to become a member if you're interested. You can certainly just make a donation if you're so inclined. And then we always are looking for volunteers. We have a full schedule for our volunteers that you can see what fits best with your schedule. It's about an hour and a half for our volunteer shifts, and you get to learn how to make popcorn, which everyone needs on their resume. Highly critical, important thing to have. And take tickets, whatever you like to do, whatever fits your interests. But that's really how we keep things going and keep operational costs low on our end as a nonprofit. That's really important to be able to provide the best quality experience to our community. And one way of doing that is actually through our volunteers, because you've got your fellow community members out there talking to you about the films, helping you to make this experience unique and empowering, and really, helps us achieve our mission of creating community through film. So our volunteers are absolutely critical to us doing what we do best, and we'd love to have you join us.
Awesome. Well, Katy Wang and Park City Film, creating community through film. Thank you guys so much for joining us. And if you need more information, make sure to check out parkcityfilm.org. We'll be right back after a short break. Welcome back to the show. The Proof is Out There is a wonderful new show on the History Channel where journalist Tony Harris goes about investigating various people's proof of the supernatural to see whether or not it's fact or fiction. And Kimberly Perot had the opportunity to sit down and talk with him recently. Let's take a look.
I'm very excited about this next conversation I am having because the History Channel has a very exciting show called The Proof is Out There. Joining us today is the host of this show and Emmy award-winning journalist Tony Harris. Tony, how are you this morning?
Kimberly, good to be with you. Yay.
Great to have you with me. Now, I love the concept of the proof is out there. So talk to us about the premise of the show and these upcoming episodes.
Okay, so our show is essentially crowdsourced, right? That's the conceit of the show. We know that people have this huge interest in this UFO space, the alien space, the supernatural, paranormal space. We know this. The data is in. So we've created a show that puts them in the driver's seat, essentially. You grab your telephone, you grab your telephone and you record anything that looks strange, odd, or whatever to you. You send it to us. We've assembled an amazing team of experts who analyze all of the video, and then they give the verdict to me, and I decide whether or not I'm going to go with the verdict or not, and then I issue the verdict, and then I get pounded on by social media. So that's our show. And we spend a lot of time talking about kind of the tent poles of this space. That's Bigfoot, Sasquatch, that's Loch Ness Monster, that's anything that's thought to be a UFO in the skies and the seas. And thankfully, the people have really responded. The public watching, the audience watching the show has really responded. We're into season 3 or 4 now, and we're shooting new episodes all the time. And it's just been another area for me as a journalist to practice the craft, right? To bring some rigor with the help of real scientists to this UFO alien space, and it's been a kick to do.
Awesome. Now, Tony, tell me a little bit about this project. It's very different from what you've done. You've done hard news, you've done acting and theater. Tell me a little bit more about what drew you to this project versus previous works that you've done in your past.
I think for me, it's always just the sense of wanting to explore and curiosity and discovery. That's the thing that drives me in my life. It's just this innate curiosity. And to your point, yeah, I've been really lucky and blessed to have a really diverse career, from entertainment tonight to, covering the Arab Spring in the Middle East, to covering Hurricane Katrina. So, I mean, I've just been able to do a complete slate of work in the journalism space. And this is just another area. Where can I go now? I mean, I've worked in true crime, and what other frontiers are there? What other areas where I can, practice some journalism? And this was a wonderful opportunity to do this. I just think, there's so much interest. There's so many people who are in the space now, and every day it seems that there are smarter and smarter people with real credentials and real backgrounds in science and technology are coming to the space. And so I said, look, if there's an opportunity for me to practice my craft in this space and my trade, then I'm all for it. And, there are people who are saying, well, why would you go into that space? Why would you do that? That's all trickery and hoaxers and that and the other. But when you take a look at the serious nature of the people who are talking about UFOs and aliens, and, I think you need to reconsider that point of view.
Absolutely. I love that you're bridging the gap between the world of science and phenomena and journalism. You really are. So talk to me about the team that supports you and helps you prove these facts or disprove what could be true.
Well, Kimberly, they're helping me build what I like to call this proof puzzle, right? We've gone from people talking about folks who believed in the stuff being tinfoil hat-wearing folks who were living in their garages and you're sliding food under the doors to them so that then, so they can eat or whatever, to now we've got accredited scientists from major universities. We've got theoretical physicists on the program who are working with us, and professors and scholars from major universities around the country who are talking about this and doing scientific work in this space. Neil deGrasse Tyson is talking about UFOs. So I think when you've got that caliber of talent working in this space, you can't really ignore it. And so we've just assembled as many of the best minds as we can find, and we're adding new smart people to the team all the time, 3 or 4 new people to the team this season, and we're always looking for the smartest minds to work in this space with us. And it's been really exciting that these people are willing to join us in our little TV show, right, to talk about this. And that's been really exciting, and it speaks to the growing credibility in the space and the people who are willing to try to solve these mysteries. And they're big mysteries for us. So I'm really excited about it and continue to be excited about it.
Well, can you give us a little bit of a teaser as to what to expect from these new episodes?
That's why I'm here. Come on, Kimberly, let's play.
Get into the meat of it.
We roll out on October 6th, and we're devoting that whole hour to Bigfoot, and there's a reason we do that, because it's one of the tent poles, as I mentioned before. It's one of the tent poles in this space, and we get to analyze a 2012 film that people are familiar with. It's taken by a father and son team in Quincy, Florida. And they're out doing a camping trip. They just happen to have a FLIR camera handy when they hear some sounds. You travel with a FLIR camera? Okay, anyway, so, we keep the skepticism hat on, but what the analysis of that film gives us an opportunity to do is to bring you up to speed on all of the latest information on Bigfoot. And it also gives us an opportunity to put that film in the context, right? Does it remind people of the Patterson-Gimlin film from 1967? And so that's what we do with this premiere episode as we roll out the new season starting on October 6th. So I'm really excited about it. I think the work on it is really good. You'll get an opportunity to meet some of our new, let's call them scientific cast members to the show. And we've got a full season of 10 episodes where we're, again, sort of analyzing all of the strange and unusual things that people, again, have captured on their phones. So I hope people will find the show, watch the show, and then talk about it with me and amongst themselves.
Excellent. Tony, where can we go to watch the show? It's October 6th. What time does it air? History Channel. Let's talk all about it.
Eastern, so that makes it 7 Pacific. You're in Denver, correct?
Yep.
So what does that mean in Denver? That's mountain
So
time,
mountain
right?
time, yep. It will be 8 p.m. mountain time.
Don't make me do math online. Not good.
It'll be airing 8 p.m., yep.
So there you go. The proof is out there.
The proof is out there. Thank you, Tony. We appreciate your energy, the excitement, the curiosity that you bring to the show. And I can't wait for fans to tune in and to dig into the story of Bigfoot.
You're really
This weather report is brought to you by Sun and Ski Sports, your new mountain sports headquarters.
Thank you so much for tuning in to this Friday edition of Wasatch Weekends. Don't forget to catch us tomorrow for a special 1-hour episode where we've got a comedian stopping by, as well as some artists, and Bill Humbert is coming by with a little bit of career advice. Until then, I'm Ben Roof, this is Wasatch Weekends, and I'll see you tomorrow.